Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. And is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome to 3 Disturbing True Movie Theater Stories Volume 2. This video is by Mr. Nightmare, so if you guys haven't already, be sure you swoop down to the description box, click on that link, and go watch the videos in entirety while I'm pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. Yo, thank you guys so much for the great support, man. Keep supporting the cause, and the videos will keep coming. Only thing disturbing or scary about movie theaters is those snack prices, man. If you're gonna have to take snacks, you might as well just find you a friend or a girl or something with a big purse and going that way. But now they checking purses, so you can't even do that. $2 or $3 for a candy I can get at Walmart for $1 or 50 cents. You get what I'm saying? Like, they super capped. The only thing I say worth buying inside of movie theaters is the slushies, bro. I don't care how much a slushie is. I'll buy it. I love slushies so much. But for now, let's get it. Story 1 by Alex TV.
Took place back when the first Insidious movie came out.
Ooh.
My friend Charlie and I went to see the 10 p.m. screening of it at one of our local movie theaters.
Very good movie.
The theater we went to went out of business years ago, likely due to the fact that it didn't get enough business. The theater was completely dead, aside from maybe 3 or 4 other people at most.
That's the best time.
This night was no exception. Besides Charlie and I, there were 2 other people in the theater. One somewhat larger woman and one scrawny man about 5'7".
The perfect 10.
During the previews before the movie, the man kept getting up and switching seats. It immediately struck us as bizarre. Every time he'd get up, he'd look around the room and even look at Charlie and I for a few seconds every time. Eventually, he walked over to the woman a few seats down from him and started speaking to her in a whisper. She said something back to him that we couldn't hear. Then he said sorry and walked away from her to sit at the last seat in the aisle.
She probably said, "Get away from me."
He was just 2 aisles down from us. Eventually the movie started, and the opening scene to the movie was a bit scary. It was followed by this loud, scary violin sound. We noticed the guy 2 aisles down shaking his head, and he muttered something. Then he turned around at us and climbed up to our aisle and sat down 2 seats from me.
I was like, alright, look, bruh. Unless you want to see these hands in 3D, I suggest you go back to the road you just came from. Bruh, that's exactly what I would have told him. If you even get one more seat closer, bruh, you're getting your ass kicked from the top all the way to the bottom, to the exit, up into the stage, and then back into the exit again. And then you gonna be up in Insidious, bruh. Trying to tiptoe through my shoelaces.
He asked if it's okay. He sat there, and I nodded. He said thank you really loud, and I noticed the woman in front of us turned around to look. Charlie and I looked at each other nervously. As the movie went on, he was quiet after the opening scene.
Like 8 red
Until
flags.
the next time a scary scene came up, he moved to the seat directly next to me and once again asked if it's okay.
Boop.
I don't know why, but I nodded again. I guess because I recognized he may have had a disability or something.
Nah, I don't care.
He went quiet again when the scary scene ended. But at the next jump scare, he grabbed a hold of my arm and pressed his head into my shoulder. I shook my arm to get him off and said, "Dude, get off me." He apologized and said he's just really scared. I looked at him and he just scared me. He seemed off. Way off.
Oh, you think so?
He told me he would stop and he apologized again. But when another scary scene came up, he grabbed my arm again. This time he started rubbing my arm a little.
Nah,
I told
bruh.
him to stop again. Then Charlie and I got up and walked to a different aisle. A woman in the theater got up and left. I'm guessing because she was uncomfortable. As we were in our new seats, he turned to look at us for a while. Tried our best to ignore it, but it was too much.
What do you... I say this all the time, but it's just like, why? Like, wasn't that not enough red flags? Like, this dude is moving seats throughout the whole movie theater. He sits close to the other lady. She tells him to move. He ends up finding a seat next to you, and you tell him it's okay. And then he grabs your arm, and you're just still letting him sit. Like, what? Is it really people that exist like this? Like, are you really that, like, stupid? Oh man, I cannot. I think I'm the only person that would just reach out and say something like this is dumb. Like, it's just, I'll just say that because he had a distance. It don't matter, bro. He knows what he's doing. That's why he keeps getting closer and closer.
We got up and started walking out of the theater. He got up as well, asking where we're going. He asked if he could take us out for dinner. Charlie said, "Nah man, we're good, thanks." And we walked out. We walked through the empty movie theater hall and heard the door to the room we were just in click open. We turned around and there was the guy, peeking his head out from the door. Charlie and I walked faster now to the lobby and told the girl at the front desk about the creepy man making everyone uncomfortable. She gave us a refund because the woman before us also complained about him. We then left and started walking to Charlie's house, hitting his vape pen and just talking about how weird and creepy that was. We were somehow able to laugh about it, even though we were also pissed that we just left the movie halfway through.
There's nothing funny about
On our
that.
walk home, we both stopped. when we heard a rustle in a bush about 10 feet from us, and a muffled little laugh sound. Charlie pointed to a bush in front of a house. We could see that man from the theater creepily poking his head out from a bush. He asked, "Where are you guys going?" He said it with his tone that said everything to us, that we needed to run. We sprinted all the way down the street till I felt like I was gonna throw up. Luckily at that point, Charlie's house was right there. We weren't being followed anymore. He looked weak and probably not fast anyway, but we weren't risking getting shot or stabbed. Something was very off about that man. Maybe he was drugged out, or maybe he belonged in a mental hospital.
No.
I'm glad we decided to run.
It was your fault. Be like the bigger lady that he said in the beginning. She told something to him. He understood like that. She was not playing games. She probably said, "Hey, get away from me, or I'm going to call the police, or get away from me, or I'm going to tell the manager," or something. And he left. He never bothered her again. He never followed her home. Who did he follow? The dummy that said, "It's okay." Oh man, it's a rough start. Story 2.
I like to go to the movie theaters alone.
That sounds familiar.
My work schedule's all over the place. I often don't work weeknights. So on a stormy Wednesday night, a night not many other people would be thinking to go drive to a movie theater, I did just that.
That's the perfect time to go.
I always like avoiding crowds in anything I do.
Oh,
That's
me
just
too.
how I am.
Oh, facts. I'm the
It
same.
was 2017. I went to see some low-key movie that probably wasn't at the top of most people's must-see movie lists. I was the only one in the theater, just like I expected. I sat myself right in the center seat of one of the higher-up rows and put my feet up on the seat in front of me. About 20 minutes into the movie, I'd say, I noticed someone a few aisles down. I didn't notice them coming in. The theater was dark because the scene in the movie at the time was in a dark room.
It's a ghost.
They weren't sitting in a seat like a normal person, though. All I saw of them was the top half of their head, peering over one of the seats to be looking in a direction that definitely was not the screen.
Bruh.
It's still too dark to be able to tell if they were looking directly at me or not, but when the scene changed to a brighter background, the whole theater got brighter, bright enough to see they were looking basically at me. But their face was so pale and lifeless looking.
Ghost.
And their hair messy and wiry looking. I'm an introvert, or just an awkward person, so I didn't really want to ask if there was something wrong.
Shit.
That as confrontation.
I'd have like, "Is there a problem, sir?" Don't let it be in the movie theater with my mom, bro. Oh my God, don't even stare at my mom. If my mom looks like this, and she looks back and she see looking again, she's like, "Can I help you?" I feel like, oh my God, not again, please, not here.
The screen went darker again, and at the same time, the person lowered down behind the chair completely until I couldn't see them anymore.
Well,
They were completely hidden from my view.
pop up to get knocked
I
down.
couldn't concentrate on the movie now, though. I was actually very uncomfortable. I didn't get up, though. I stayed put in my seat. Many scenes in the movie passed. I almost forgot about what happened, just when I was getting back into the movie. The person's head appeared from behind a seat again, this time much closer, only like 3 rows of seats away from me. I actually let out a holy shit and a loud yell because it genuinely made me jump. Now I was able to see more detail or features in their face.
Get out of
They
here.
actually looked lifeless. Their eyes motionless, hung open. But still, I somehow couldn't tell if they were looking directly at me or not. Now I could better see it was a man with long, unkempt hair. I noped the F out of my seat and down the row to the exit. I had to pass the row in which the person was in to get to
There
the
you
exit
go.
door. As I passed the row, I looked down it. And while I expected to see the rest of the person's body sitting hunched behind the seats, instead what I saw was something you'd see in a nightmare.
It was nothing.
Some guy basically laying on the floor, holding up a severed head perched on a stick. I didn't stick around to see if it was some sick joke or if the head was real or not. I ran for it through the exit door, and I ran out of the back exit of the building to the parking lot. Drove home in a panic, heart racing. It was
Oh
so
my
real.
God.
I got home and did some research
Ooh,
about
that gave me
possible
the
recent
chills.
murders or missing people in the area. After browsing a list of missing people in the area, I found the picture of a 17-year-old boy named Donald Watkins who had gone missing a month prior. Based on the picture I found, his face could have matched the head I saw in that theater. Of course, that could be my brain trying to connect any similarities. But
Oh,
the
no,
hair,
bruh.
the nose, the eyes, they looked like they could actually be a match.
Whew.
The next day, I simply made a call to the theater and told them the story and suggested they check their cameras and see if anything strange came up. I gave them my number to reach me if they needed to, but I never heard from them. I chose to not spend any more of my time on it.
Bruh, oh my goodness. I kind of thought like maybe it was a ghost because he said lifeless, but at the same time I was like maybe it's some creepy person that snuck into the theater and had no business being in there, because my like second thing, if he was staring at you the first time and then it got closer, I couldn't see if he was staring at me. If he was staring at you the first time and he got closer, I'm pretty sure he's going to be staring at you the second time. Me personally, all I need is one warning. If I look down the aisle and I see something that looks lifeless and pale, I'm not sticking around to find out what it was. I'll go to the movies another day. The movies ain't that serious. I'll come home, put some LED lights on and create the theater inside my room. I'm not about to sit there and watch a head on a stick, bruh. That's not me. Unless we're talking about kebabs or something and invite me over. But once I seen a head on a stick when I ran by, I would have went down there and stomped on him while he was laying down, bruh. Would have been fighting a whole theater. If anyone else was in there, they would have got a free fight, bruh. Like pay-per-view up in there. Something ESPN would have been wanting the story of. Like, it would have been wild, bruh. But I'm surprised people don't follow up with this kind of stuff. Wouldn't you want to follow up? Especially if you've seen a face that matches somebody that went missing. Wouldn't you want their family to know that you possibly found their son's killer? Like, I don't know. I think everybody just built different, I guess. Me personally, I would want to know what happened or what was going on. In the movie theater that messed me back, I'll be like, okay, if you want to mess me back, I'll just tell the news or tell somebody else. Like, find out more. Story 3. Anonymous.
Worked at a movie theater in Cobb County, Georgia.
Regal?
The Regal at Estelle. It was a very relaxed atmosphere because it's a quiet town and a quiet movie theater usually. Some weekends it would be busy, especially for big blockbuster movies. This happened on a slow night. I was working the graveyard shift. The theater was doing a midnight screening for some underground scary movie that no one really cared about. Few people actually paid to go see it. Obviously this meant I'd have to stay till the movie was over so I could clean and close up.
Always wanted that job.
Past midnight, the theater was always basically dead. The phone at the front ticket desk was ringing, so I went from the concession counter to the front desk to answer it. After saying hello twice, some creepy, distant-sounding voice asked me what time we're open till. By distant, I mean I actually felt like he was whispering into the phone, or like his face was 2 feet away from the phone. When I told him the midnight screening ended around 2 a.m., he said, "I'll see you soon." I opened my mouth and went, but I didn't actually know what to say. He hung up. I didn't like the sound of that, "I'll see you soon." I went back to the concession counter to just scroll on Instagram and other time waster apps on my phone. Then the phone rang again. I didn't want to answer it because I somehow knew it would be that guy again. No one calls a movie theater that late.
For real?
Still, I went to answer it.
Oh my
Like
god.
the first time, I didn't get a response till the second hello. And it was the same guy. He said into the phone, "I'm on my way." I replied, "Sir, the movie already started. There's no point in coming now. I won't even be able to give you a ticket this late." He hung up. This had to be a joke.
Red
Must have been one of my
flags.
friends. The voice just didn't sound familiar at all. As the movie was nearing its end, I started vacuuming the lobby and halls, then went to cleaning the bathroom. As I was cleaning the bathroom, someone came in and went to one of the stalls. That meant the movie was likely over, so I stopped cleaning to go back to the counter. People were on their way out, so yes, the movie was over. I waited till everyone was gone, then locked the door. All I had left to do was clean the theater, which wasn't a big job because there were so few people in there. I brought the broom in there and scanned the aisles for trash. There was a little popcorn here and there and some wrappers. It would have been a quick cleanup, but I didn't finish it. I heard this freakish giggle sound. My head jerked to the left to look down the aisles of seats. "Is someone there?" I asked. I hurried out of the theater with a broom and scooper, ready to use the broom as a weapon.
There we go.
And as I was back in the lobby, the phone rang again. It was like perfect timing. I ran to answer it, and without saying anything this time, the voice said, "Why'd you leave the theater?" I hung it up and called the police, asking them to just get here fast. I waited in my car until they arrived, then told them about the calls and the laugh in the theater room. The police asked me to calm down and check the number from which he was calling and see if I recognized it. So I went to the call history on the phone, got the number and put it into my phone. And it was the number for one of my close friends, Joe Peterson. That explained it. He was just messing with me. The cops laughed about it, and after I assured them I was all right, they left. I didn't want Joe to get in trouble. I went back in the theater room calling for him. I called for him throughout the whole building, but he didn't answer. It seemed he left. I texted him and tried calling him, all ignored. I went home after locking the place up. The next day I went to his house just to talk to him because it seemed he was ignoring me, but he told me he lost his phone, that he thinks it was stolen by someone at the bar. He didn't have Find My iPhone enabled, so he couldn't even track it or disable it. I couldn't sleep for nights, worrying that I was followed home by whoever had his phone. Being one of Joe's female friends, whoever stole his phone must have went through our conversations and gotten enough info to know where I worked. That horrifies me. I requested to my boss to stop doing the late night shifts for that reason.
What?
I didn't work there much longer though. If anything else ever happens, I'd update.
I don't know, that last story seems kind of cap. I didn't know movie theaters had caller ID. I don't know, that's kind of a weird thing to do, right? You pick up somebody's phone and all of a sudden they just find out where you work. Like, I don't, unless he went back, there's plenty of conversations on the phone, right? I don't see him just going through one conversation, but like, you know what, Walgreens, nah, not Walgreens. Oh, wait a minute, who's this right here? A Regal Theater, it's only like 15, 20 of those. Oh, okay, I guess it must be this one right here. All right, bet, I'm about to call her. Hello? Is this the person of the phone that I just found in the other person's phone? Yeah, that's me. Okay, cool, here I come. Like, is that even, I don't know, that don't make sense to me. I just don't feel like, yes, there's a name to that, but you don't know who it is. Maybe she did answer, maybe didn't answer. How you know for sure if it's that person? You get what I'm saying? But I don't know, I'll call cap. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys thought. I think a lot of this stuff could have been avoided if people would just go with their first mind. If you see something, either say something or get out of there. Don't let people advance into your personal space. You don't know what they have. What if he wanted to get close to you like in the first story and then stab you or inject you with some kind of virus or something? Like, you don't know. Don't let people just get closer and closer and give them that little opportunity to do whatever they're trying to do. 9 times out of 10, their agenda is not what you think it is. And that one lady, she knew exactly what was up. She was like, hey man, you better get away from me or else you about to get these hands. And he was like, oh my bad, I'm about to go mess with them over there. They look gullible. And sure enough, they were. Then the last one, I remember I used to want to work in a movie theater too, I'm not even gonna lie. That was like my dream job. Like, dang man, you know, getting discounts on movies, because I love movies. Getting discounts on movies and just going up and just scooping up trash at the end of the theater, at the end of the movies. Man, what? But if you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, support your boy. This video was by Mr. Nightmare, so if you haven't already, be sure you swoop down to the description box, click on that link, and go watch the video in entirety while me pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. Thank you guys so much for supporting this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you let me know down in the comment section. If you have any recommendations, let me know down. Oh, shoot. Let me know down in the comment section as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Reprisalzems, and welcome to the crow's nest. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know down in the comment section which story you thought was scary, and which story you thought was kind of like fake, or which story did you think could have been avoided, or which one was just the worst out of the 3. Whatever you choose to answer to is fine with me.